Which kind of country be this myself? Which kind of country? Which kind of country where they go they kill? They go they slaughter people like animal. They go they kill people like say they be rats. Nobody even care. Which kind of country be this? No be say they no get ways to carry stop this bandit. No be say they no get ways to carry stop all these people. They get ways and they know things be saying and them they into the matter and they know what they benefit from that matter. That make they no great talk. Which kind of country be this? You know see wetin happen for Burkina Faso. Guys, make I play this video make una see am. See how they take clear bandits for Burkina Faso. Up till now, they don't even get that kind of issue again. I want issue. Now you go punish.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to History and Legacy Africa. Listen carefully. Traoré and the Burkinabe army have just launched a series of Russian drone strikes to wipe out terrorists in security threat zones in Burkina Faso. Announced a revolution that has sent shockwaves from Washington to the hidden camps of the terrorists in the bush. The Burkinabe government has officially reduced the physical army on the front lines by 80%. Yes, you heard me right. The days of soldiers trekking through the hot sand to be ambushed by terrorists in the trees are over. The war has moved from the muddy trenches into the high-tech, air-conditioned command centers of the Burkinabe Intelligence Unit. Since the beginning of 2025, Traoré has been quietly building an iron wall in the sky. He did not go to the West to beg for old broken equipment. No, he went to Russia and China and purchased thousands of the most advanced fighter drones the world has ever seen. This week, those drones were unleashed in full force. This is the biggest defeat for terrorism in the history of the Sahel. The enemies who used to hide in the thick forests, thinking they were invisible, suddenly saw fire falling from a clear blue sky. They didn't even hear the sound of a plane. They only felt the silent thunder of Traoré's justice. This is the worst nightmare for the neighboring countries and the foreign spies who fund these terrorists. Previously, they would send their mercenaries across the border at night, hoping to catch our soldiers sleeping. But now, the Burkinabe army has launched 43 high-security control rooms across the country. These rooms are the eyes of the nation. Before an invader even puts one foot on our soil, he is already a red dot on a computer screen in Ouagadougou. The radar sees them, the drones track them, and the remote control of the Sahel deletes them before they can even say a prayer. This week, Captain Ibrahim Traoré officially activated the full network of these command centers. These are not just rooms with TVs. These are war chambers that are more advanced than what many European countries use. Inside, the Burkinabe Intelligence Unit, the brightest young minds of the Sahel, are sitting in air-conditioned comfort. They are not sweating under the hot sun, and they are not worried about landmines. They are looking at giant 4K screens that show every leaf, every rock, and every terrorist mosquito moving along our borders. The intelligence is on a different level. In the past, the terrorists would hide in the no-man's land, between borders, laughing because they thought our soldiers couldn't find them. But today, the eyes in the sky from Russia and China are connected to these 43 rooms. Traoré has intensified the fight by making the war invisible. When the terrorists gather to plan an attack, they don't know that a drone is hovering 10,000 feet above them, recording their faces and their names. They think they are safe in their tents, but in the control room, a soldier is simply clicking a mouse. 5 seconds later, boom, the camp is gone, and not a single Burkinabe life was risked. This is a heavy blow to the neighboring countries who act as terrorist transit points. They used to help the invaders sneak in, but now, the Burkinabe radar picks them up before they even say goodbye to their wives. The intelligence unit is now outsmarting the Western satellites. The remote control masters tried to jam our signals, but Traoré's new systems from the east are unstoppable. These 43 rooms have become the shield of the upright men. The terrorists are realized that the ground they used to own has become a graveyard from the sky. The control room revolution has made the Burkinabe army invincible. Traoré has proven that modern war is not about who has the most muscles, but who has the best signal. The enemies who planned to eliminate the Burkinabe soldiers to spread fear are now the ones living in total terror. They are running away to save their lives because they know they are fighting a ghost army that strikes from the clouds and never misses. The 43 fortresses are standing guard, and the Sahel has officially moved from the age of the spear to the age of the laser. The intelligence unit in the 43 control rooms has been busy collecting the evidence of victory. Just hours ago, several strikes were launched in the deepest terrorist zones. This time, there was no ground battle. There was no exchange of bullets. There was only the steel bird from Russia and China looking down from the clouds. The footage is shocking. You see hundreds of armed men who were supposedly brave, dropping their weapons and running into the thorn bushes to save their lives. They are running from an enemy they cannot see. They are looking at the sky with eyes full of madness, wondering where the fire is coming from. The Burkinabe army has intensified the strikes to a level the Sahel has never seen. In the past, the enemies planned to eliminate our soldiers just to spread fear. They wanted to show photos of our fallen heroes to break our spirit. But Captain Ibrahim Traoré has flipped the script. Now, it is the terrorists whose footage of fear is being shown to the world. We see them trying to cross the borders, thinking they are invisible, only to be turned into dust before they can even touch our soil. The security radar is so sharp that it can see the color of their shirts from 10 miles away. This is a very bitter pill for the neighboring countries who fund these invaders. They spent millions of dollars to arm these men, hoping they would destabilize the Sahel so the remote control masters could come back and steal our gold. But they are seeing their investment burning in the forest. The drones are not just killing the enemy, they are killing the morale of the enemy. Who wants to fight a war where the enemy is a ghost in an air-conditioned room? Who wants to be a mercenary when you know that before you reach the border, you are already a target on a 4K screen? The final verdict of this chapter is that the image of power has shifted. The terrorists are no longer the ones spreading fear. They are the ones living in it. Traoré has shown that the Sahel is no longer a soft target. By using the thousands of fighter drones from our eastern partners, he has made the bush a graveyard for anyone who comes with a gun. The footage of these armed men running like children is proof that the second independence is being won not with blood, but with technology. The sky belongs to the lion, and the ground is no longer safe for the thief. Listen carefully. The neighbors who used to play double games are now sweating under their expensive suits. For a long time, some countries bordering the Sahel acted like friends in the afternoon, but in the middle of the night, they opened their gates for the terrorists to pass through. They thought that because the Sahel was wide and the bushes were thick, their secrets were safe. They would say, "We don't know where the invaders come from," while the invaders were eating and sleeping in their towns. But Captain Ibrahim Traoré has brought a new light that shines even through the darkest lies. The Burkinabe army has officially activated the Border Shield radar system. This is not just one machine. It is a network of sensors connected to those 43 high-security control rooms we talked about. Since the beginning of 2025, Traoré has made it a priority to seal the leak. Today, the intelligence is so high that the army can see the terrorists before they even finish their breakfast in the neighboring countries. The radar tracks the heat of their engines, the signal of their satellite phones, and even the vibration of their boots on the ground. This week, the army caught several groups of invaders trying to cross the border under the cover of a sandstorm. In the old days, they would have succeeded. They would have entered our villages, killed our people, and disappeared back into the neighbors' territory. But not this time. The control room saw them clearly through the dust. The drones were already in position before the first terrorist put his foot on Burkinabe soil. The army didn't even need to send a single soldier to the border. They simply watched the radar, confirmed the target, and sent the steel arrows from the sky. The neighboring countries who fund and support these terrorists are in total shock. They tried to claim that the invaders were local rebels, but the Burkinabe intelligence has the footage and the data to show where they came